Ain't nothing but being brutally honest coming at you with another video.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome legendary, the myth, Duke freaking Bothers, man. How's it going, bro? Hey, you got it going, brother? You got it going? All right, fist pump, brother. Let's roll, bro. Cheers. Hey,
Cheers.
we got a historic, legendary rivalry, man. It's better than the Eagles and the Cowboys. It's better than the Niners and Rams. This is the Niners and Cowboys week. This is where it matters.
It is one of the greatest rivalries in all of professional sports. And see, for myself and for you, we are having a fun, interesting weekend.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because we've got Cowboys and Niners, we've got OU Texas. We're busy.
Oh, yeah, we got the Sooners and the Texas Longhorns, the Red River Showdown, man. We got it. We got that in common. I'll admit that, man. Them Oklahoma Sooners, bro. We got to get our revenge from last year when they beat the shit of us.
Oh, that was awful. That was ugly. I'm not even thinking about it. It's a brand new year. We're going to beat them this year.
It just slipped in my head. I just had to throw that out there because it was embarrassing. But yes. Hey, but let's talk about this matchup, man. You know, I think this has some meaning to it because the last 2 years we've been meeting in the playoffs, and it's kind of been renewing this rivalry since the 90s. So chime in on that topic, bro. I know it's been a really great rivalry for many years.
It's been one hell. And, you know, we talk about the 90s a lot. We talk about, well, you know, in the 90s, the Niners never could seem to beat the Cowboys in the NFC title game. And then we go to, well, since 94, since 95, what have either one of our teams done? You know, your team has been there twice, haven't won a ring. My team's been there nuns. You know, I mean, this is supposed to be a rivalry where neither one of these teams have really done anything for 35 years. Who cares? But the truth is, between you and me, we got 10 rings. So if you're not the Steelers, if you're not the Patriots, sit down and watch as two dynasties face off. And we're both good. We're better than the Steelers. We're better than the Patriots. We're the damn Dallas Cowboys and the 49ers. We're two of the best teams in football, and everybody knows. So this rivalry is finally alive and well again, and I'm excited. And I'm ready as a Cowboys fan for retribution because you've been the ones to end our season the past 2 years. It's time that streak ends. But either way, like you said, the rivalry is alive and well, and I'm excited.
Well, I'm glad that you're taking this rivalry very serious now because now that you just said the last two playoffs, we got you guys packing, man. So the last meeting we had in the playoffs, man, you paid your bet, man. You stepped on the Lego. Remember a couple years ago, I was the victim of stepping on the Lego the first time. Did I get the last laugh?
Those were the greatest bets. And of course, I'm a genius. I come up with the best bets of all time. And that was watching you step on Legos ended up being one of my most viewed videos that whole year. Like, it wasn't even me doing the bet. It was me watching you on TV stepping on Legos. People loved that. And for me, it's like it was a genuine reaction. I was dying laughing. It was so great. And I remember the first game, I don't remember if you kicked an onside kick and scored more points or what it was. something happened to where you guys scored like 3 more points at the end of the game to cause you to take less steps. I don't remember what it was.
It was
I
like
was
one of those
disappointed.
games. Yeah, it was
Then
one
I
of
ended
those.
up doing it the year after that, so we're
Yeah,
even now.
yeah, even. I guess the last 2 games we've been kind of even with you guys. You guys have been beating us for quite a while. So Dax had our number for a long time before he started playing us in the 2 playoff games. But this year, when you look at the Dallas Cowboys, man, I got to admit the defense is pretty damn good. I mean, I don't know. It's just the offense to me. When I'm watching as an outside looking in from the Cowboys offense, bro, what's going on with the red zone? I'm curious.
So here's the thing about I was going to go into this later on about strengths and weaknesses of what our teams are. What we do very, very well as an offense, and what I love about our offense is we move the ball meticulously up and down the field against everybody we play. We have no problems with moving the ball down the field, and we don't punt hardly ever. We have a very proficient offense. But the problem is once we get inside the 20-yard line, it just all fizzles off. And it's like, okay, now we're kicking field goals. What's the deal here? And, we had I think it was our second touchdown last week. We threw one to CeeDee Lamb, and it was from the 20-yard line. So I don't know if that counts as a red zone touchdown or not, but that's the closest we get. So if we're going to play a team like the Giants or the Jets, you're going to get away with that. You're going to get away with kicking field goals. Brandon Aubrey scored more points than the Patriots did last week. So you can live with that. But when you're playing a team like the 49ers, you can't win off of field goals. Your defense is too damn good for that. So one of my biggest concerns is how do we score in the red zone? I call it the Beavis and Butthead offense. We just can't score.
Not the Texas Coast?
No, everybody else calls it Texas Coast. I call it the Beavis and Butthead offense. Damn it, we just need to score,
They need to score, damn it. Dak, throw the ball, Dak. Come on,
right.
run.
It's like no matter how hard we try, I'm like, we just can't score. It pisses me off,
You know what? Steven Rose has a good question right here. Since we want to answer a little bit on that, what's your favorite 49ers and Cowboys game of all time, past or present? You know what? I didn't say the story about this game, but this had some meaning to my father, actually, when I was there. It was during the year when we played in 2000. And this was one of my favorite games, actually, to this day. That when Terrell Owens did the taunting on the star, my dad just said, "How dare you disrespect that star?" And I just kind of just looked at him and just say, "Pops, man, come on, chill out." But he had a rant moment, bro. That shit it still lives to me to this day, bro. That the fact that he had to live with that and actually kind of just said, "I hate that T.O. guy." And he didn't like him on the football team either way.
So you were at the game where T.O. celebrated on the star?
No, I was watching the game during that time, and my dad just lost it. He was flipping it, bro. Like he just says, "How dare you disrespect that star?"
I was there.
You were there?
And I remember when he did it. And I have heard a lot of booing in that was Texas Stadium. I saw a lot of booing back then. We had a lot of bad quarterbacks. The crowd got mad. We booed a lot. I never heard booing like I heard when T.O. danced on that star. And then when George Teague nailed him, I never heard as much cheering. Like, we just went nuts. When George Teague hit him, we were like, all right, that's our star. And then Emmett came back and said, no, I'm claiming the star. And then it got loud again. Like, it was just back and forth the whole time. It was great.
Yeah, when I look at that game, it had no meaning to it, but it actually kind of excited me as a fan just by watching that game, because both of them actually wanted to claim. Like you just said, Emmitt Smith did it too, and then it kind of went on with like outperforming one another. Oh, I'm gonna do this again, and then T.O. got the end of the rip with George T, whatever his name is that you were talking about. That guy took a shot on him. That was like a rivalry that we were missing, but like in the early parts of the rivalry, it all started in the early 70s. Most of these new fans didn't know about this rivalry. Like, it dates back to where John Brody was the quarterback and Roger Staubach was the quarterback. And if you don't know your history of the team, it does have, that's how it all started, early 70s.
Yep. It's a shame that neither one of us were really around to see that, but we were born. I was born in the mid to late '80s, so I was growing up with '90s. Like the '80s were Niners; they were the team of the '80s. I was born in that damn decade, but we grew up in the '90s, and the '90s was all about the Cowboys, and it was about Charles Haley, and Deion Sanders, and about the Niners winning it in '94, Cowboys take it '92, '93, '95. Like we were the two teams. We were the dynasties. I mean, we owned the entire league back then. And, we both had our share of bad luck over the past 25 years. There was a point where the San Francisco 49ers, I could not name a single player on your roster. There was a point where I'm like, who are these people? I never heard of them. And the Cowboys, I mean, I could sit here and name. I'm not going to do it because I want you to have views. I want people to love your channel and be excited about it and have fun. So I don't sit here and name every single quarterback we've had from Troy Aikman to Tony Romo. I could do that. Oh, I could. We both have some bad luck, and we've been really down a little bit. And neither one of us have won it since. But it's 2023. And we're building it back up again, baby. Like we're about to see the 90s again. I ain't saying that between the two of us, we're going to win 4 Super Bowls, but I am saying you're looking at the cream of the crop right now. I mean, these are the best two teams in the league. I still think.
Yeah, the cream of the crop. You just said the cream.
Yeah.
Yeah. But to answer your question, Stephen Rose, Cowboys actually won the most conference championship. They won 8. So I had to acknowledge that fact. When you're talking about the most conference appearances, the Niners have been to 17, but only won 7 out of the 17 of those conference championships. And I don't know, how many conference appearances have the Cowboys been to? I know they won 8.
Oh, sorry. That was
it's all good. It's all good.
How many conference appearances? Oh, just appearances, not victories.
Yeah, because it's been a long time since the Cowboys have been to it, but they won 8 of the conference championship and won 5 out of the 8 of the Super Bowls.
Sorry, I've got kind of a bad echo here. So out of conference championships, we have obviously made the playoffs, I believe, 35 times or something stupid like that. We have won, obviously, 5 Super Bowls, just like you have. Conferences, I'm trying to remember how many conference championships we've been to because, I mean, it's been, gosh.
It's been a long time, but hey, it's okay. It's okay to Google it, bro. I don't care if you Google it because
I ain't Googling nothing. I'm just thinking because, like,
it's all right. I'm giving you a hard time on that shit.
I'm counting years right now.
It's by years, but
times.
This is a tie right here between this battle because it's like both evenly. So I think this does have some meaning to it. Whoever wins this game actually has the lead over the overall battle. We got to acknowledge the history of the rivalry. Outside of that, I don't think we've ever looked at it this way. I mean, when Dallas when they made the Super Bowl appearances, they went to that conference against the Niners and actually advanced. And I believe they played the Dolphins, or I don't know, was it the Broncos or whatever team they played a long time ago? But that's how they advanced to the Super Bowl when they were playing at Kezar.
We got the Broncos. Let's see, 72. We got the Dolphins, and we spanked them. People forget how badly we beat them in the Super Bowl. It was ugly, and that's a team that I think it was the year. It would have been the year after.
It was the year before they went undefeated. Way before I think it was a year before they went undefeated.
Yeah, it was a year before. That's right. It was a year before because the year after they go undefeated. But the year
they were going
before they
perfect
went undefeated, they played us in the Super Bowl and they got handed badly.
Yeah, because I remember that was the previous year before they even got perfect. So you guys beat them at a time where they were actually not that. I mean, well, they were barely perfect, but still. I think that's one of the upsets in Super Bowl history, too. If you look back at it, everybody's talking about the Patriots and Giants. I think the Dolphins in the 70s were pretty much the upset, man. Everybody was talking how good that team was with Don Shula and everything. Nobody gives them recognition like they deserve.
And they should. I mean, that was a dominant freaking team.
Yeah, defensively. If you look at stats back then, it didn't have no impact to it. They won games. If you look at Roger Staubach's stats in today's NFL, I think you would probably just say, how did he do this much? It's all about the team he had around him, and he put up the numbers. So you can't deny that.
No way. And we look back at we had Denver as well, and that was another one I wasn't around for, but I know we won that one. The thing that I think is hilarious is that we ran into twice. We ran into the Bills, and Bills of the '90s don't get. That's talking about teams that don't get enough credit. You're talking about Thurman Thomas, Jim Kelly. You have a team that in any other part of the league would be completely dominant, but they ran to the Cowboys twice, and the Giants. Man, they've been to the Super Bowl, can't win it, but man, they had a good team. Bruce Smith. I mean, they were a damn good team. But that just goes to show how good both of us were, especially us, because we were the ones that beat them. But I think if the Bills would have ran into the Niners in the Super Bowl those years, that would have been fun to watch too.
It would have been
both of our teams were damn good.
I think Cowboys were on the verge of breaking the Super Bowl record until Leon Lett just fumbled in the end zone.
Oh gosh, yep.
I mean, I think that's the most score in Super Bowl history was 55 points, if I'm mistaken. So it's like hasn't been broken since. And then you look at the history. Okay, like remember how the Bengals in the 80s were so good?
Yep.
Now you look at the Bengals now, they were very close. Like, what is it with the Bengals tradition? They seem to have a lead and then just blow it away.
It's just that's how the Bengals are, and they finally got close, and now they have a year where it's like the expectations are through the ceiling. They're going to go back. They're a top 5 team, and they just completely wet the bed. Like, I don't know what the deal is. They can't. They're just like us. They can't score. It's like, what happened to Joe Burrow? What happened to freaking Jamar Chase? Like, where are they right now? I don't know.
Did that offensive line disappear after that?
Offensive line is gone. That's why Lil Collins got released. Yeah, their offensive line.
Yeah, that's what really happened.
I don't want to dictate anything, but again, I want the viewers to have a great time. I want them to enjoy everything. So my question to you, before I answer, is looking at this matchup. Okay, so the 49ers and the Dallas Cowboys, I believe, are the 2 most complete teams in football. And I've said that since week 1. I think that we have complete rosters. I think we'll both have good coaching. I will give you the edge on coaching, but I think Dan Quinn's a monster too. So my question going in, and I think I know your answer, but I want to hear it from you. If you had to pick a unit on your team to be the weakest unit that you have, and I'm not saying like offense versus defense. I'm saying like offensive line, kicker, secondary. Like what unit on your team is the weakest unit that you have in your estimation?
So which is the weakest link in our team? You know what? There's a couple of spots I could say. Like, I think the right side of the offensive line could be one of the weakest spots because it's kind of been the one that's given up the most pressure or either given up some sacks here and there. But then you look at the stat sheet, it's only 7 sacks we allowed all season, but I think that's the very little weakest spot. Let's see. As far as the kicker, it's not even the weakest link like I thought it would be. It's actually like the most improvement area. He hasn't missed a kick all season this year. I was very critical about that pick. Our secondary, if I'm to be honest with you, if our pass rush doesn't create the pressure, I think that's the weakest link in my opinion. Like, I don't know. Abry Thomas needs to be on the bench because I don't see no purpose of having this kid on there. Or Isaiah Thomas needs to step up. I mean, not Isaiah Thomas. I mean, Isaiah Oliver needs to step it up a little more. Mooney Ward, when healthy, he's been very good in the secondary. But I think that's our weakest link. I think as a defensive unit, we got great defensive line depth. Linebacking core, they're on point. I like our safeties, but our cornerbacks can be a little bit unpredictable, if I'm being honest. That's pretty much how I look at the weakest link. Like, I think our right tackle would probably only get better with the reps, but I don't think he's going to be a problem down the stretch. I think that's a little of the weakest link I could say.
Okay. I think that's a pretty solid answer. I'm a little bit surprised. I wasn't thinking offensive line. You kind of surprised me there, but I understand what you're saying. The problem is that defensive line for us is probably our biggest strength. We have obviously Micah Parsons, who leads the league in pressure rating. He is stupid. It's stupid good how he is. I can't describe to you how just stupid he is when he's on the field. We obviously Osa has played tremendously. Osa Odigizua, I believe, already has broken his single season sack record, and we're only in week 5. DeMarcus Lawrence is a run stopper. So defensive front, we're dominant. That's just how we are. We have a great rotation there. Nobody ever really gets tired. I would say, and also secondary is probably scary because, I've been telling my fans this too, is that if we're going to air the ball out, we need to do it this week. We need to get come on, Brandon Cooks. Get Brandon Cooks involved because he's been a ghost ever since we signed him. I think he's had like 43 receiving yards or something stupid like that. So we've got to get Brandon Cooks involved somehow. CeeDee Lamb is stupid. You can't guard him. But so if we're going to beat you guys, one thing we have to do is throw the ball down the field. Your linebackers are probably the best in the league. Your defensive front is stupid scary. You guys, you've got – I'm trying to think. Hargraves. I'm trying to leave Bosa out of it. You've got so many good ones. Armstead.
Drake Jackson's actually leading the team in sacks right now too.
Wow. Yeah, Bosa's only got 1, I think. But
Bosa's got 1, but I think Drake Jackson doesn't get enough recognition. We got Kerry Hyder off our rotation. Javon Kinlaw is another guy we have.
I was going to say Kinlaw. Yeah, Kinlaw's another.
I've been very critical on Kinlaw last year because of his knee issues and he couldn't produce. But this is his year to break out, so he's got to do it, or else I call him a bust.
Yeah, and the good thing for us is that if Tyron plays, we will have our healthy offensive all of our offensive line starters will be healthy for the first time since 2021. So I'm hoping that if we have that plus a true fullback, we might be able to hold up. I've been pretty impressed with our offensive line. 3 weeks ago, I would have easily said our offensive line is our weakness. But after seeing what they did to New England, who supposedly their front 7 was their strength, well, Dak was sitting there reading newspapers the whole game. So, I would say our biggest weakness right now is probably the linebacker position, and it's because you moved Micah Parsons from linebacker to defensive end. Van Der Esch had a touchdown last week. He played a lot better. But I don't know how your running backs are, if your running scheme goes north and south or if you go more of an east and west. If you go east and west like Arizona did, you're going to run for 200 yards.
That's what we do. That's
scary. And McCaffrey, he's just stupid how good he is.
Yeah, he can run up the middle a little bit here, but I think mostly we run outside. So I think that's where we use our strength mostly. So McCaffrey's been kind of our weapon. Everybody's forgetting about Debo. Nobody's even talking about Brandon Ayuk. He's not even the most.
Is Debo healthy?
Yeah, he should be able to play this game.
I didn't know if he was. I heard ribs on him. So I didn't know if he was.
Yeah, he was injured a little because of that's why they used him as a decoy last week against the Cardinals. He wasn't quite like he wasn't quite involved in the offense from Arizona. They used him as a decoy, which we still were able to win against the Cardinals either way.
That's the side of the football that's really probably going to dictate the game. You've got too many weapons. You haven't even had to really use Kittle that much. He hasn't had too many targets this year because McCaffrey's just stupid.
Yeah, for sure.
But, in the playoffs, we had a game plan, and we didn't stop McCaffrey. You cannot stop McCaffrey. He's unstoppable. But you can slow him down a little bit, and that's what we did. But, we have to be able to continue doing that. And if we do that, Debo, Kittle, the way we're going to win this game, Cowboys fans, the way we're going to win this game is pressuring Brock Purdy, because I heard C.J. Rutherford's over here talking to Copizzle, and he was saying, you know what, I haven't seen enough out of Brock Purdy yet. I can't crown him. I'm not going to do it. I got to see a bigger sample size before I say he's the guy. And I agree with you. I think he can be. But I went to Norman to watch him play for Iowa State, and I wasn't impressed. They don't play defense in the Big 12, and they do not play defense anywhere near how we play defense in Dallas. And that goes both ways. You have not seen a defense anywhere close to our defense. We haven't seen a defense anywhere close to yours. So someone's going to really get exposed on Sunday night.
Just as Sooner fans, what did we expect from Brock Purdy? I didn't know too much about the kid. I just saw more of his film. And I'm saying he kind of reminds me a little bit of Colt McCoy, the way he played. But then he started playing a shootout game with Jalen Hurts and our Sooners, bro. He was playing shootout. we didn't know what the kid was going to be. But once I saw his draft grade, I thought maybe he would have been a 3rd or 4th round talent. But he slid. Like, I was just like I'm surprised this guy slid this far. But I started watching a lot of his tape, and I've been getting a lot of criticism, a lot of freaking death threats from the fan base because I'm trying to buy into Brock Purdy, but I got to give it some time. But you gotta wait and see how it plays out. But so far, I'm pretty much not gonna question the kid until I see a loss out of him. First of all, I mean, you take away the Eagles game, he didn't finish the game, but it is what it is. Brock's already proven that he's already excelling to the system already. So I don't have
to your credit, I think you're doing it the right way. Could you imagine if Brock Purdy was a Dallas Cowboy? We would have ran him out of town 3 weeks ago. You know what I mean? Like, you're doing it the right. I wish my fan base would do that, but my fan base wants to crucify Dak Prescott for losing by 30 points to Arizona because apparently he can't stop the run now. I don't know.
No, I mean, I just want to wait and see how it plays out, dude. Like, in the early part of last year, I was impressed by him, but I had to just keep sticking with my tune and say, hey, I still got to see more out of this guy.
Yeah, and we are going to give you what you want. You want to see him under pressure. You want to see him rattled. You want to see how he handles.
See how he matches up on.
We'll give you that. We will definitely give you that. So that's going to be a big key to the game right there.
Yeah, this is going to be one of Brock Purdy's type of games. I mean, he played you guys in the playoffs, but I don't think he was even at his best. I think he's a lot better than what he was last year. So it's like Dallas's defense is a lot better. I mean, just by watching the game, by watching how you guys were playing, I'm like saying you guys make some turnovers on defense. You guys created the most turnovers. You guys have capitalized on those turnovers. But I don't want to sound like a hater, but the offense, bro, I just don't know, bro. Like, I feel like your defense is picking the slack.
It is. I was telling another Niner fan yesterday, we have 2 offenses now. We've got the Beavis and Butthead offense, and then we have the Pick Six committee. We have 2 offenses on both sides of the ball. Our defense scores more points than some of the teams we play. So we got that going for us. But the offense, again, we have no problem moving the ball down the field. It's just a matter of getting in the end zone. We haven't figured that out yet.
So if I put a white line on the 20-yard line, you guys are not going to score, right? So
we're going to try.
We're going to try.
We might score 3. Yeah.
Yeah, bring the pressure.
It's been a problem for us. But I can't continue the conversation about our offense without educating my own fan base a little bit because some of them are watching right now. So we have this guy on our team who was a former top 5 first-round draft pick quarterback. His name is Trey Lance.
Yeah,
we've got to have this conversation for my fan base and maybe even yours. Trey Lance is not going to give us any trade secrets to the 49ers game. Stop it. Stop talking about it. Trey Lance ain't going to tell us nothing.
It gave you preparation.
But that's what was saying, Zeke's going to tell us all we need to know about the Cowboys offense. How'd that work out for you? Didn't work out at all, did it? Trey Lance ain't going to tell us nothing.
It's all about executed.
It's about execution. And we're not going to take Dak Prescott out and put Trey Lance in. That's not how that works. Trey Lance cannot play unless Dak Prescott and Cooper Rush get hurt. He's the emergency quarterback only.
Yeah.
So he's not going to play.
Just like how I was kind of like letting these other Dallas fans know, like, hey, man, so if that's the case, then, hey, didn't we just sign one of your guys, Anthony Brown? He just came in back to our roster.
I thought you guys cut him, though, didn't you?
No, we cut him. We cut him because of the roster situation. And then after the Cardinals or Giants game, we signed him back and just let go of the other guy.
You signed him again?
Yeah, check him out. Like, check out the roster, bro. I'm not kidding. He's listed number 22 on our roster.
Oh, no.
Par for special teams purposes, maybe for depth wise, but yeah, there's a good chance he might play. I don't know.
My God. I hope he plays. I'm going to pray to Jesus that he plays in this game and lines up one-on-one against Brandon Cooks or CeeDee Lamb.
Oh, he can't be worse than freaking Avery Thomas, if I'm being honest. Avery Thomas. I would rather have him over him.
He cannot cover. He couldn't cover you. He's trash.
So you're praying and hoping that this happens. We'll see, bro. We'll see what happens. But as far as what's different about this year is, I feel like as far as the Niners, I feel like our offense is a little more complete than the previous years. I feel like we complement one another, like scoring, like just like my boy Gio just said. 4 games we've been scoring 30 points consistently.
Yeah.
So we've been on a roll, and that's what's different about last year. And we haven't been on a slow start. So that's a little different because we always have slow starts in the early part of the season. Now that we're on a good start, 4-0, you would have just said, hey, we were 2-2, 1-3 starts, you know. Not this year. We're on a 4-0 start. What's different about Dallas is, hey, you guys are still neck to neck with the Eagles still. So it's anybody's ball game.
And you said a very important word there. You said consistently, and that's key. You know, you don't wet the bed and score 3 against Arizona. You know what I'm saying? Like, you score consistently. Every game that we have played this year has been a blowout. Either we beat you 40-0 or 30-10, or we're getting killed. So it's just a matter of what team shows up for us. And scoring 30 points against the defense that just played on Sunday last week is going to be impossible. Like, nobody, you could put a dream team together. They ain't going to score 30 points against the defense that played last week. But if the defense that showed up to Arizona goes over to the Bay Area, you're going to score 60 on us. You know, you can put your starters in until about the third quarter and sit them after that. It just depends on how well we play. But again, that goes both ways. We're not going to score 30 on you. You know, I mean, it's going to be a tough defensive battle.
It might just be a low-score game, or it might be the other way around. So,
which one would you rather have, shootout or defensive battle?
It would probably be better as a shootout because then you get some excitement out of it. But then if I'm looking as a realistically, man, I don't know. There's some of that glare of your offense, man. So I'm not trying to overlook you guys, but something tells me that there's something that that I should be aware of. It tells me that if the Dallas Cowboys offense doesn't get on the red zone or doesn't execute, I can smell the other way around. I'm not trying to sound overlook or overconfident, bro. It's just something just tells me if your offense doesn't get into rhythm in the red zone, it could be a long day.
Well, you know, and you're saying that as a Niner fan. I'm thinking that as a Cowboys fan. That's all we've talked about for the past month is how come we can't score in the red zone. Like, there's always something to gripe about if you're a Cowboys fan. You know, we beat the Giants 40-0. Our tight ends can't catch. The next week, the first touchdown we scored, touchdown pass to a tight end. Then it's, oh, well, we can't score in the red zone. Then we played Arizona, and then we griped about everything. And then last week, we killed New England, and no one gave Dak credit for winning the game, by the way. Dak was awesome. But again, it was like, well, we still can't score in the red zone. So we always have something to gripe about. I don't know if that's true about 49ers fans. I mean, if you continue to win every game and score 30 points consistently, you know, what do you got to gripe about?
Yeah, and here's the thing with some of our fan base, bro. I'm like saying, what is there to complain about? Yeah, there's a little flaws, but hey, you got to just go with the flow. There's a little bit of the stuff I'll criticize, but I can't complain about it. So if you're scoring 30 points consistently and giving up 14 points a game, what is there to be upset about?
You're winning.
You're winning games, and plus our new defensive coordinator. I mean, we've been going from 3 different coordinators the last previous years, and we still get better results. This unit is just gelling, bro. We're getting started. Like what you just saw from Steve Wilks' defense. Okay, I'm going to give you a fun stat going into the first 4 games. You want to know how many points we have allowed every halftime? 6 points after that.
Wow.
We make adjustments. Like let's say, for example, you guys score 17 or 20 points. The next halftime, you're only going to get 6 points from there on. You ain't going to touch the damn field after that. That's just how they execute, dude.
Yeah. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I'm not lying, bro. Like that's what the previous 4 games are. Like we just give up 6 points after that. So it's like, I don't know what it is with this defense. First half, we might look like a little bit crappy, a little bit. Second half, we just don't give up those points after that.
So by that, you know, if you look at your offensive average, you're giving up 6 and scoring 15 in the first half. That's 2 scores. I mean, that's decent.
Yeah, especially on the running game, and especially the way we've been able to evolve Ayuk in our receiving cores. It's kind of been, you know, the scary part is we haven't even used Kittle as much. That's the scary part. Like, you don't hear Kittle's name out there. It's because he's getting quiet. Late in the season, you're going to see this guy come out. I think we're saving him for later in the season. That's when he's going to break out.
I can't freaking stand Kittle. I cannot freaking stand him because the reason why I can't stand him is because he has too much damn fun. He loves playing the game. He's in those damn commercials where he's riding his bicycle down the lake, and he's at the movie theater, and he's playing rock paper scissors with the freaking sky camera. Like, dude, you're having too much fun. Somebody needs to come around and smack you a little bit and give you a little bit of adversity, man. Y'all are too dominant right now. He's like, hey, I can just chill on the sideline, maybe catch 2 or 3 passes. We're still going to win by 25 points. It's all good. From Norman High School in Norman, Oklahoma. Damn, dude. Can't stand it.
So who would you rather deal with, Kittle or Travis Kelce? Which one that you can't stand the most? I know your answer.
Play or who do I hate?
Who would you rather deal with, like just hearing a lot? You know, I know you probably hear a lot of Kittle, but who are you tired of hearing about? And I'm just throwing it randomly because I know
would rather put up with Kittle because at least it's funny. Like, even though I can't stand him, he's over there doing that to the camera, and I'm like, he's gonna take scissors, bam, you know, like I love that. But Kelce, I don't want to start a whole Dukebother hates the Chiefs stream. But all I'm gonna say is Kelce dating Taylor Swift is the greatest thing to ever happen in the history of football. I hope they get married and have kids, and they play for the Chiefs too. Freaking love it.
See, that's why I want to throw it randomly because I know there's another team you don't like the most, and that's why I had to throw Kelce's name because that's what everybody's talking about. Taylor Swift, this and that.
You came to the right place. Yeah, now half their stadium is full of Swifties now. Go football! You know, they don't know what's going on. Just like they'll fit in with the rest of their no brain fans.
Yeah. I mean, like I know there's a lot of fans complaining about it. Don't get me wrong, but Swift, you think she's bad voodoo for the Chiefs or no?
Oh, she is. Listen, man, about how long has it been now, Cowboys fans? 10 years ago? Something like that. My quarterback, my favorite quarterback of all time, Antonio Romero Romo, was the quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys, one of the greatest we've ever had, broke a lot of records. And he found this girl who wore some Daisy Dukes on Dukes of Hazzard. And next thing you know, Jessica Simpson is wearing a pink Romo jersey in the press box. You know what that did for us? You know how many playoff games we won because of that? You know how many Super Bowls we went to because of that? None. It's a distraction. It's a big-time distraction. So that's what's going to – and Taylor Swift is going to write songs about this dude. She's going to break his heart and write a song about it. And I'm going to sing it for the next 10 years when it happens.
Doesn't Travis Kelce's image looks different now with the mustache? He looks like he's a freaking convict guy now.
He does. Looks like he drives a white unmarked van to the stadium every Sunday.
Like, goddamn, like how'd you get out, Kelce? But yeah, I think Mahomes' wife is the worst. She is dramatic. I feel bad for Mahomes if he had to marry that chick.
They were showing pictures of the press box when they were sitting next to each other, and you could just see on her face, she's like, man, now she's getting all the attention. I ain't getting nothing. She was all just like they're winning by 20 points, and she's just, well, this sucks. Nobody's going to follow my Instagram anymore. You know, they don't care about football. That's what pisses me off. They don't care about football over there. They care about Taylor Swift and his brother and all that stupid.
Yeah, they don't. So I think that's what's so crazy about it. We're bringing people who don't know football because they're following what Taylor Swift is doing. So it's like, what's the point of being a football fan if you don't know shit?
Exactly.
Well, let's talk keys
what's
to
the
the
point
game,
of
man?
wearing sunglasses when you're indoors? I got you.
Oh yeah, but let's talk about keys to the game for your Cowboys, man. I know there's always any given week, man. So give me some 3 keys to the Cowboys' chances of beating the Niners, man. And I'll give you my keys to the Niners matchup.
3?
Yeah, 3 keys, man.
Okay. I gotta narrow it down because I had 5. All right. Number one is gonna have to be you're not gonna stop McCaffrey. Slow him down. Don't let him run for 4 touchdowns. Don't let him gas you and just destroy you with 250 yards rushing. Don't do that. Like, find a way to contain him. That's number 1. Number 2, and I think you can steal this if you want because I think this is an obvious one that goes both ways. We are phenomenal in taking the ball away. I believe we still lead the league in takeaways by quite a bit, if I'm not mistaken. You have to be able to take the ball away. Whoever wins the turnover battle is probably going to win this game. So turn the ball over. If you got to get to Purdy to make him throw picks, do it. I think we have the second most sacks in the league behind Philly by one, if I remember right. So you've got to win the turnover battle. And third, we've already talked about this ad nauseum. Red zone offense has got to improve. You cannot kick field goals. If you're going to go in to Levi and beat San Francisco, you've got to get in that end zone. You cannot put this game on the shoulders of Brandon Aubrey. He has been perfect ever since he missed the extra point in week one. But Dak has got to be consistent. He's got to find open receivers. Don't throw into triple coverage like you did against the Cardinals. Be careful with the football and score in the red zone. If we can win the turnover battle, score in the red zone, and contain McCaffrey, we'll have a pretty decent chance to win.
Yeah, I agree on what you're saying. Yeah, that's definitely going to be the key factor. I mean, I think turnovers will have to play a factor with the Cowboys, and your red zone offense has to do better, or else this could be a different game. So that's not sounding too cocky. With all due respect to Cowboys fans, I wasn't overlooking you guys. I think he took it the wrong way, the way I said it. But what I'm trying to say is, for us to beat you guys, I think Tony Pollard, we had to slow him down. So I'm going to take the same playbook like you said. Tony Pollard's been making your offense a little bit better, but I feel like once you slow him down, that's where the pressure comes into Dak. I mean, besides CeeDee Lamb, who else are you going to throw the ball to? And that's the key right there, is to force Dak to throw the ball more. So I would say slowing down Tony Pollard equals Dak throwing the ball more. So that's what we need. Creating turnovers, like you said. I'm taking that out of your playbook. Creating turnovers. If we can get a lot of turnovers on you guys, we have a greater chance to win this game. And last but not least, just protect Brock Purdy upright. I feel like I don't even have to bring up McCaffrey on this conversation, because I feel like he's already going to do a good game. I just feel like we need to protect Purdy enough time and let him have his field day. That's all. That's 3 keys for me. But I expect a very good game. If not, it wouldn't surprise me if it was the other way around. But I'm just looking how I look at it both ways,
Let me tell you my biggest fear in this game, and I'm gonna make it known for the public, just to say that I said it, just in case it happens. I hope it doesn't, but if it does, just know that I told you that it's possible. This is a close game, like close. I'm talking, it's like 20-20, and there's 5 seconds left in the game, and the Cowboys have the ball, and we're on like the Niners 35-yard line. And we decide to call a last-second timeout to kick a game-winning field goal. Here comes Brandon Aubrey. Brandon Aubrey has not had any pressure yet, because, like I said before, every game we've played this year has been a blowout. And 3 of the 4 we've won. So he's going to go out there to kick a game-winning field goal. The pressure is going to be on. The question is going to be, how does he perform when the lights are really on him? And that terrifies me. So I'm hoping that we don't get a nail-biting close game that comes down to a last-second field goal that the kid misses. That would be devastating to all of us. So I hope it doesn't happen. I hope we beat you by 20, but I'm just saying, if we get down to that, I don't know if he'll make it or not, and that scares me.
So you don't have confidence in your kicker in that situation. So
not yet, just because I haven't seen him in it. Now, if it was just a regular field goal, dude, he's been money. I mean, he's been Justin Tucker money. But under the lights, under pressure, haven't seen it yet. I'm like you with Brock Purdy. I've got to see it. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I'm starting to be a little sold on him, but I'm still trying to be critical. So I'm trying to stay both ways so I don't get too high on it, because some of our fan base, we're starting to love Purdy like he's our new baby or something. They're just trying to fall into him. But once you badmouth this guy, you should go look for another team and all that stuff. Like, come on, man. We can't criticize.
So how many of those guys were Trey Lance guys?
I'll admit I was one of them guys.
I was too. Honestly, I hate the Niners, but I thought Lance is going to be the future of your team.
I thought he was too at one point, and I was giving him a chance because of the injuries and the circumstances. But it seems to me Brock Purdy turned out to be the guy. If it wasn't for the last pick of the draft, I think Shanahan and Lynch would have been out of a job. Because most coaches who made those trades And if it didn't pan out in those couple of years, they would have been out.
Wow.
They got new contracts because of freaking Brock Purdy. I think the entire front office owes Brock Purdy everything.
Man, that's crazy to me because Shanahan, in my estimation, has been easily the best play caller in the league. Not even close.
I think the way he elevates his play calls and all that stuff, it works well in the regular season. It's just when it comes to the biggest stage, that's where he needs to adjust. But maybe with a quarterback that he finally trusts, maybe it's going to be different. Like, we just got to wait and see how it plays out. But like you just said, you know what? Since you want to go that route, I feel like if it came down to the last second of a field goal, I'm kind of curious about Jake Moody too. Like, the guy's a rookie kicker for Michigan. He's kicked big field goals. But in the pressure, like you said, let's say it's 20-20, and we're at that position where Jake Moody has to kick a 55 or 56-yard line to win this game, and we don't have to go into overtime. You know, I don't want it to be relied to the kicker, but if it has to come down to Jake Moody, bro, if he makes that kick, then I'll have the most trust out of this guy. But if he doesn't, that questions me a little bit because that's big pressure.
Well, part of me is like, yeah, I want this game to come down to a last-minute field goal. But then it's like, no, I really don't. I want it to be a really damn good game. But at the same time, it's like, I don't want Brandon Aubrey kicking the game-winning field goal yet. Not against you guys. If you're playing somebody like, I don't know, lower than us, fine. But not against y'all because this game on Sunday night is bigger than us playing the Patriots. It's bigger than you guys playing the Redskins. I mean, this game has NFC Championship game implications. This game has home field implications. This is what I like to call a regular season playoff game. You want to see a meaningful game in the regular season, watch the Dallas Cowboys play the San Francisco 49ers. This game means something now. This game is real now. You got two NFL powerhouses going head-to-head. While the rest of the league is busy making memes on TikTok, we're playing football in Santa Clara. So turn your TV on to Fox and watch – no, not on Fox, NBC, and watch this show.
Yeah. You know what you just said best, bro? Instead of what they're talking about, those memes, bro, you're talking about one of the best rivalries in football, and it comes on a prime time. If there was any other football game that deserved to be on prime time, this had to be the game. Not the Giants, with all due respect, not the Giants and Cowboys game. That was the disaster, man. I had to go to sleep that day just to watch that game. Like, my God. But yes, the prime time, like you said it best. I think this has some meaning to it because either team who wins, this can determine who can be the number one seed. We're not talking like division right now. We're talking like number one seed possibly between the two teams. So even then, even if the Cowboys were somehow, let's say hypothetically, bro, but you still have to be in the race with the Eagles, but it does build you guys some confidence. I think whoever wins will actually have a better chance to get the number one seed down the stretch because if you look at our rest of our schedules, don't they seem more winnable?
Oh, yeah. But, you know, someone asked me the other day, who do you think are the biggest threats to the Cowboys? And I said, no, it ain't about threats. We only have one threat, and that's San Francisco because they're the other most complete team. I don't even have Philly in the conversation right now. I've watched them play 4 weeks of football. CG, I'm not impressed.
Me either.
I'm not scared. When y'all play them, y'all gonna kill them. Let's be real. Y'all gonna kill them. But, you know, we're gonna put up at least a fight. I think we're gonna beat you, but it's gonna be a damn good game. Y'all playing Philly, I ain't even worried about it. Y'all gonna screw them over. But what I'm trying to say and what I'm trying to relay to the audience, I'll be like the Paul Heyman right now, okay? Because tonight is Thursday night football. I know you've already forgot. It's 5:30 Central Standard Time. There's a football game on tonight. It's on Amazon Prime. It's the Chicago Bears versus the Washington Redskins. And in the words of Peter Griffin, who the hell cares? That's
who the hell cares?
Football. Neither one of them making the playoffs. Nobody cares. The real game is on NBC on Sunday night. You want to see prime time. You want to see main event. You want to see the whole effing show. Sunday night football under the lights. It's going to be on. That's a real football game. Yeah. That's what we're talking about right now.
Exactly what I'm saying, bro. Like you just said it right off best, bro. Like honestly, Ooh, here's another question. I'll answer a couple more questions with you, Grandizer, but I'm going to make sure we do it pretty short and simple with this guy. Since he's asking you a question, he's asking about the rookies. Question to Duke Bothers. Which 2003 Cowboys rookie has impressed you the most, if any have impressed you?
That is a phenomenal question. Is it Grandizer or Grandizer?
Grandizer 12. He's a
Grandizer
Dolphins
12. I love the profile picture, by the way. Freaking awesome. So, rookies. Who has impressed me the most specifically? Our first round pick is Mozzie Smith. He has not been in the stat sheet. He's been making a lot of impactful plays, though. Uh, I love Deuce Vaughn, number 42. I saw him play at Kansas State. Again, me and CG are big Bully fans or big OU fans. So we watched Deuce Vaughn kill us when he played for Kansas State. That kid's a baller, but he's about as big as I am. So, what rookie has impressed me the most out of the entire class? It's actually an undrafted free agent fullback by the name of Hunter Lipke, who has come in, and he's not a Kyle Juszczyk player. He's not that impactful yet. But the fact that we have a true fullback who can help with pass blocking, he can get us into the damn end zone when we get down to the goal line, even though we don't use him. I mean, the kid is really, and I think he's already caught a touchdown pass this year, too. Hunter Lepke's the real deal. And if we're going to be successful, if we're going to run a creative offense that scores points in the red zone, Hunter Lepke has got to be a part of that. So right now, I would say Lepke is the one that's impressed me the most. And we didn't even use a draft pick on him. So I'm game for that.
Yeah, undrafted's always better than nothing. Like, there's quite a few guys I'll have to admit, man. Like, I mean, our rookies are pretty solid this year. Like, if I had to go by 3 players who impressed me the most, Jake Moody for right now. I'm very critical on him, but I can't say nothing to the guy right now. So I had him as one of my top 5 most disappointing players because I'm not sure about kickers because you don't draft kickers that high.
No, you don't.
No, but I put him as one of my top 3 rookies for right now until he starts messing up, which I don't think it'll happen. But there's quite a few guys, man. I don't know if I told you this since we were talking some little bit of college football. I actually had Braden Willis's dad on my show.
Yeah. Oh, Grandizer has another phenomenal question. I got
another question. Oh, salute to John Jay, which he's on the All Access Report. He has a Niners channel called 49ers Ultimate Report. If you want to check him out, go check him out. He talks all his football. He knows his stuff, and I call him the Gilbert Godfrey of the 49ers content, man. This guy's cool. He's cool.
Oh, I love it. Gilbert was a genius.
Yeah. Oh, question to both. If you had a magic wand that could one player on your roster's IR completely healthy for the season, who would it be? I guess I'll let you go because I know what you're going to say.
No, you don't. You think you do, but you don't. See, that's why I'm here. That's why the Big Blue Brothers is here to give you some additional knowledge. You thought I was going to say Diggs, didn't you?
I thought so.
You thought I ain't going to say Diggs. Listen, here's what I'm going to say because my chat section, shout out to NFC, my boy, Diggs is phenomenal. He's a game changer. Love Trayvon Diggs. Deron Bland has been phenomenal for our defense this year. He's been crazy. He's playing good football right now. So we have this other guy who got injured during the preseason, who tore his ACL. He's a linebacker out of Texas University. Overshown on this linebacking core would be awesome. I just said one of our biggest weaknesses is linebacker. If Overshown was out there running sideline to sideline, making plays, that's out of there. I would have loved to see DeMarco and Overshown on this team. So I'm going to say definitely Overshown for sure. Cowboys fans, a lot of them will say Diggs, and that would be the right answer.
Okay, you're thinking outside the box. Okay, you're thinking outside the box a little bit. So, like you said, your linebackers are the weakest link, and you guys drafted this kid from Texas, and he was supposed to be one of your guys that started at the linebacker spot. Man, it's hard for me to even put a list of players on IR. Like, if I'm talking about, like, players who were placed on IR, bro, this is part of the year I can't even think of any players who are on IR this year, bro. It's not even that big of a list.
You guys are pretty healthy, I believe.
I'm surprised, bro. Usually we have a stack of injuries, but it's not that big.
That's only 2 we average Overshown and Diggs. That's about it.
All I can hope for is a healthy season. So I'll put a 1. healthy season for all my players.
And let's just say that to get it out of the way for this game that I know Bully. I've known him for years. He's known me for years. Neither one of us wants to see any injuries on either team. We don't want to see anybody go down. We want to see both teams at full strength. I want you guys to give us your best shot. I want us to give you our best shot. We don't want to see anybody get hurt.
Yeah, we don't want to see no injuries from no other players, especially Dak. I don't want to see no injury from Dak.
You hear that, Philly? You hear that, Giants?
I mean, dude, like as much as people want to say as much shit about Dak, at least he puts up the numbers. But yeah, he can't win the big one. But I'm not going to wish no injury on no player like him. It's kind of sad that I've seen it from different fan base, like Eagles. I've seen a lot of hate out of Dak Prescott out of anybody else.
No, that's how it is. And I'm not going to go there, but with Philly, it dates back to '89 and the bounty games, and it's been that way ever since. When Diggs went down, they were laughing it up. They loved it. But for us, we're not about that. We just want to see a good game, and we understand that the guys on the field, they're professional athletes, they're NFL players, they're also people. You know what I mean? They've got families. They're just out there to make a living.
Yeah, they're putting their hearts out there. They're putting their hearts out there on the field. So it's not like all BS aside, bro. I may not like the players from the team they're playing for, but you have to respect the fact they're putting their hearts out on the fucking field. And with all due respect, but question to both prior to which team was the prediction and how did that change now?
Wow.
Really, nothing's really changed to me. Like, actually, this may sound like a surprise. Like when I had my prediction on the Niners, I actually say we can win. I say 14-3 because I think it's realistic. I wasn't thinking like this Raider fan who said I was going to win 14 games and still owes me $50 to this day. But at least I'm realistic about a 14-win team.
You're not going crazy about it, But you have the kind of team that you could raise the bar high and get away with it. I mean, is your team complete? Same thing with us. I was thinking at the beginning of the year. I think my prediction was, what was I like? I was at like 12-5, I think, and that was generous. I think because obviously I had Arizona as a win, just like everyone else on the planet did, and we lost that one. So, losing 4 more, we have down the stretch a pretty difficult schedule. Again, I think we're going to sweep. I know we're going to sweep the Giants. I think we're going to sweep the Redskins, but they somehow always seem to beat us once a year. Philly is going to be the key for us. I still say 12-5 right now, but again, injuries are a big part of that. Diggs being out for the year. I was predicting Diggs there all season long, overthrown all season long. But another thing, I don't want to keep this topic too long, but I will say this, that we've had seasons in the past where Dak Prescott gets hurt. He's out for 6 weeks. We're screwed. But now Cooper Rush proved last year he can go in there and take over. And, Lord forbid he got hurt too. We'll see what happens with Trey Lance, but at least we have somebody there who know who they are, and we know they have ability to make plays. So, I'm still at 12-5. I'm sorry to make that such a long answer, but I'm still at 12-5.
Yeah, it's okay to be realistic about it, but it's like, has anything changed from perspective of the prediction? I think I have it exactly how I wanted it to be, but it could change down the stretch. So I'm still sticking with 14-3 for now. Because I feel like we are in the top 3 as far as like team wise. Like I think we can make a push for the number 1 seed.
Oh, I would say top 2. He's easily top 2.
Top 2 around there, yeah. But like I'm saying, we can still make a push for the number 1 seed in the conference easily. But I like this part. John Jay put in the Hulk Hogan reference. CMC will run wild on you, brother.
Oh, Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, there's no wrong answer into anything, but the cards, yeah, I get it. Sometimes you get those weird games, and maybe that's just because they have a number out of you guys. So,
and the weirdest part about that is, like, their stadium in Arizona is our home away from home. Like, we invade their stadium. You hear when we're winning at any time, all you're going to hear is "Let's go Cowboys." But since we were getting blown out the whole game, the other thing about it is, and I didn't mention this, and this is probably a good point to bring up, is that we have training camp in Oxnard, California. I have, tons of Cowboys fans that are friends of mine who are in California. Matter of fact, I just talked to one last night who can hear the roar of Levi's Stadium from his house. Like, there are Cowboys fans all over the state of California. So if anything happens in this game where we are, we're lighting up, we have a good play here and there, you're going to hear a lot of cheering. Cowboys fans are going to show up for this game. So it might be a little bit louder for us than what you're used to. You're still going to have home field advantage, obviously, but the Cowboys are going to represent over there in California.
No, I mean, they got a strong fan base too. So it's like you look at the rest of all the fan base, bro. Like, okay, so for other fans that come from the state of Texas, I've noticed that Niners have grown a huge fan base all around the state of Texas in some ways, but it's mostly all Cowboy territory is what I'm saying. Like, I don't know how that's been growing, but then you got, the crazy part about this year is we've been traveling really well. Like in Pittsburgh, I don't think anybody's ever taken that stadium before. Never in the history. Like, a lot of Steeler fans have told me, I've never seen the stadium just taken over. And it used to be called Heinz Field, but it's something else.
Yeah, I forget. It's always going to be Heinz Field, obviously.
Yeah. And there's a lot of stadiums we've taken over, and people were just surprised. Like, God damn, we got a lot of Niner fans in this stadium. It's
I'd
like,
to, if it's okay, read a comment from my stream from one of my best friends, Beantown Breakdown out in Boston with the Boston, the Patriots and the Red Sox and all that. He says, I have a question for both CG and you. Will Dak still be a Cowboy if he does not make a deep playoff run?
Question for both. Will Dak lose his job if he doesn't make deep run in the playoffs? Like, I don't think the loss will affect him. I think it will just be more pressure because it's still a long season.
Here's the thing about Dak. Here's what I'm afraid of is we talked a lot about this last offseason. I think it was actually said that we were going to extend Dak Prescott, and we never did it. And I'm afraid that Jerry's looking across the pond, seeing what happened with the Giants and Daniel Jones, going, I don't want to be locked into a contract with a guy if we're not making it past the divisional round. So the fact that Dak has not been paid yet, I think answers that question in my eyes. If he does not get us, if it's his fault that we don't make it past the divisional round, it might be rush hour. It might be, let's bring in Trey Lance. I don't know. I'm just saying it's very possible that he might not be a Cowboy next year. You saw what happened with Zeke. I got my own theories on the Zeke thing, but Zeke was playing for the Patriots last week. You know what I'm saying? So anybody's expendable, unless you're Michael Parsons.
Well, maybe you have a good point, because if they don't make a deep run, then how are you going to blame it on just them? What about the coaching staff? It could be the coaching staff that might be the reason.
Oh, that is another phenomenal question. Do you think we've seen Micah Parsons' full potential? Who would you compare him to? Do you have pass influence? All right, so I love this question. I get this a lot. I love this. This is awesome. Have we seen Micah Parsons' full potential? No, you have not. This kid, I know you probably know this, but I'm just going to remind you, this kid played as a high school running back, and he dominated as a running back. He obviously was drafted as a linebacker, dominated there, defensive end now, still dominant, but he is also taking reps in practice at the Star as a tight end. Like, he wants to be a dual threat player, which isn't going to happen, obviously, but the fact that this kid is that good and that athletic, we haven't seen his full potential yet. Who would I compare him to? This is the part I love, because my own fan base, and I've said this a million times, my own fan base drives me insane. Cowboys fans are idiots. And I have heard them all say, Micah Parsons, Lawrence Taylor. No, stop. He's not Lawrence Taylor. He's Micah Parsons. If I had to compare him to anybody, I heard a name the other day that's really good, Hollywood Henderson. And we're over here rebuilding the freaking the doomsday defense, and he's playing just like that. And he might eclipse him pretty soon. Micah, and I'll be the first to admit, if you go back on my channel during draft day when we drafted Micah Parsons, I didn't want him. I was like, he's not gonna be anybody. Boy, was I wrong.
Sometimes we're wrong with all these picks, so it's not like everything's going to be perfect on everything. Right, but here's a good question. I don't know, Duke. Are we on a bet or something? I don't know.
We haven't came up with one yet.
We've done some bets in the past, which was the Lego bet, by the way.
Yep.
I mean, I was the first victim of the video, and then I think the previous year when my team beat you guys at AT&T Stadium, it was a bittersweet victory, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, and then I was the second. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, shout out to my boy Del G, man. It's been a while since I've seen this guy. Hope everything is well, my guy. He does some rap videos, a bunch of good stuff for the Niners community, man. That's my guy. But hey, man, hey, you know what? Speaking from a fan, bro, you've been to a lot of Cowboy games, and you've kind of met. I mean, you met Jerry Jones and a lot of the people personally, right? Just by experience.
This football is from Thanksgiving Day, 1998. Randy Moss scored every time he touched the football against us, and this is the autograph of my friend Jerry Jones right there. And you can see on the other side now, nobody gets to see this. I mean, this is something that nobody has. Gene and Jerry Jones invite you to join them in their suite on the 50. If you know Jerry like I know Jerry, Jerry is actually a phenomenal owner. Notice I said owner. He's a fantastic owner, and he's nothing but classy. His whole family is awesome people. His mother was amazing. His father was pretty cool. But as a GM, and that's why your comment said GM, not as amazing. And I think that now that we're getting a lot more of Steven, we're getting a little bit more of Jerry Jr., now you're seeing the defense changing. You're seeing the offense scoring more. So I think there's something to be said about that. I love Jerry to death. He's one of my best friends. But, yeah, I think the GM side of him is outdated at this point.
Yeah, it's pretty outdated like some of these GMs. I mean, I like this question by B-Town. CG, I know CMC is having a hell of a season right now, but are you worried about his workload or injury history? That's been a question for me too. You know, I'm concerned, are we just not using Elijah Mitchell a little bit also? Because I want to make sure McCaffrey's at a full health. You can say the history in Carolina, you know, yeah, he can't stay healthy. Maybe it was just the environment he wasn't used. He was overused a lot because he was pretty much their entire offense at that time. So maybe the usage isn't like as bad as I thought it was, but I think you're making a good point, B10. I think we do need to find some ways to cut down the load a little bit and try to get some mix of the loads to Mitchell, Ty Davis Price. No, wait, Jordan Mason and Ty Davis Price a little bit. Get some guys some touches, and then like if we're up by a couple of touchdowns, let McCaffrey rest a little bit, man. Let this guy stay fresh because you don't want to run him to the ground and have to deal with another injury.
That's what I was saying about Micah last week because we're playing New England, right? Micah comes out with like a bloody, I don't know if he got hit in the lip or what was going on, but he goes out of the game. He had kind of a knee injury. He got looked at in the tent. This is like the third quarter, and we're already dominating New England. So I'm thinking, all right, Micah, go sit down, do your thing. He comes back out onto the field. Like, you can't stop him. He just wants to play. I'm like, dude, go back and sit on the sideline. We're going to win this game. Go chill, man. Rest. He's like, nah, put me in, coach. I want to play. Like, dude, calm down.
Yeah, you don't want to risk any further injuries out of it. But if we're up by more than two touchdowns in the fourth quarter, no need to put McCaffrey.
Yeah, but these guys don't think that way. Is my point. It's like Micah's on the sideline, like he's looking like this. Put me back in. I'm tired. I ain't gonna sit in no sideline. You know what I mean? Like they want to play.
Yeah, and dude, that's how we feel about some of these.
By the way.
Oh yeah, they're good questions, also, dude. Like, I mean, dude, I'm pretty sure we'll catch on in the near future, man. We got to definitely keep in contact with everything, man. So if something comes to mind, man, let me know, man. But you know what? Since we're gonna go with score prediction, man, we've been over an hour, bro. I didn't expect it to go this long,
bro.
I know. I didn't expect this shit to go too long, but you know what? Since we both know each other for quite some time, we got great history. Hey, we got to keep it going, I guess. But score prediction, man. Let's go on the nitty-gritty, man. The final prediction, man.
Man, score prediction. Woo. I could see this as both. I can see this as a low-scoring affair. I can see it as a shootout. I'm going to go – I'm going to say probably see, if we're going to beat you, we got to score touchdowns. So we're going to score – let's go with 27 to 24 Cowboys. That's what I'll go with.
Ooh, so you said it's going to be a very close game. All
Very
right.
close game.
You
Yeah, I
know
don't think
what,
either
man?
one of us is going to
I'm
blow the
about to
other
take
out.
my gloves off, and I'm going to tell you what the scoreboard is going to be, bro. You know what? I said this with I think I rubbed Cowboys face the wrong way with the prediction, and I'm gonna still stick with it. 31-16. No disrespect to your guys' team, but your offense in the red zone has to step up, or else prove me wrong otherwise. I don't know if it's gonna be a great game. Your offense has to be the factor also. We're gonna make you guys try to earn that. So maybe Sentinel might be on point, but I like some of their predictions in some ways. You know, everybody's got a good prediction. I mean, we got Jill's prediction. It might be a close game. It might not. So
Man,
we have to see how it plays out.
31 though. Sentinels over there putting up 30.
I mean,
Giovanni's got 37. Dale's got 30. Y'all really think y'all gonna come in here and score 35 points on us, huh?
I mean,
Okay.
it's just, you know, I question your offense. Maybe your defense has pretty much been taking the slack, but this is not sounding too cocky. You know, we've been on a roll. We've been scoring 30 plus points a game,
Wow. But you ain't playing no defense like us though.
but I don't know, bro.
Y'all
Like,
can put up 30 on Arizona. You ain't gonna put up 30 on us. No. If y'all gonna score 24 points, y'all ought to be impressed. Like seriously, y'all need to watch more Cowboys football. Y'all think y'all putting up 30.
so you think it's going to be a close game? All right, I'll take your word, but it's just your offense has to step it up.
The
I mean, yeah,
offense has got to be better. I agree with you there.
yeah, like if your offense can step up to the plate, I can see it as a shootout for sure. But from the previous games, I don't know how your offense is going to respond. Like you just said, your offense is like Beavis and Butthead, bro. What happens if they struggle on the 20-yard line? You're in the red zone.
Yeah.
What if it comes down to Fred Warner taking the ball? What happens then?
Well, again, take a look at our offense, and this is one thing that we do very well offensively on third down. I believe, still lead the league in third down conversions. We continuously move the ball, and we dominate time of possession. If you dominate time of possession, your defense plays, the other team is not going to score 30 points. Now, that's part of moving the ball up and down the field. That means you're going to chew up clock. And the one thing that we have not done yet is we haven't had those big chunk plays. We haven't seen those 40-yard bombs, 50-yard bombs. It's always meticulously 9 yards on first down, 2 yards on second. You know what I mean? Like we just continuously move the ball, keep time of possession, and score a field goal. Now, is that going to win against the Niners? No. But what I'm saying is we are efficient, at least moving the ball.
Yeah, you got to be able to do more in the red zone. That's the thing. Your defense can get you some turnovers. I'll give you guys that, but it's gonna take a little more of your offense to be in this ball game. So all we gotta do is just contain Tony Pollard, bro. That it's not an easy task, but I know if we take him, that limits your offense more.
Yeah, you make us one-dimensional doing that. Yeah.
Yeah, but here's an interesting fact of what the Sentinel says. Here's the thing: compare and contrast. Who was the better coach? Who was the better quarterback? Who was the better? Yeah, it's pretty obvious the way you look at it. But I think as far as Dallas, they got a really good defense. Maybe their offense is just kind of like it makes up for it. Maybe the fact they are carrying their offense, but I don't think we played their defense, and I don't think they played our defense. So maybe it's a close game, or maybe it's the other way around. But I'm gonna just set the record straight, bro. I'm not overlooking you guys. I just don't know how your offense is gonna step up to our defense.
It's the ultimate measuring stick for both of us because neither one of us have played a team like the other. I mean, if you really are a top three football team, this is the week you show it. You know what I mean? Like somebody's gonna come out of this smelling like rodeo, and somebody else gonna come out of it saying, "Wait a minute, are you really who we think you are?" You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's the thing. And everybody's questioning Diggs is gone. I mean, there's this kid from Fresno State that I've been keeping my close eye for a while, and you guys got him in the good draft. Darren Bland.
Bland, baby.
Deron Bland.
2 picks last week.
Oh, you know somebody who knows Deron Bland's family personally is my boy Dane Madden. He lives in the same city. He knows this kid. So I think everybody's not like surprised by this kid's success. I think he's a baller, but I mean, hey, I think like you just said, your linebackers are your weakest link, and like you just said, what do the Niners like to do best? We like to run outside, and that's where your linebackers have struggled in tackling. This is why, I haven't felt confident for quite some time, but I feel like this is the game where we're gonna make a statement. And I didn't mean to take the gloves off and tell you what the scoreboard was going to be, bro, but I just feel like this is going to be it could either be a good game or the other way around. So I don't know. That's what I'm kind of outside perspective of both your weaknesses. Let's see. Man, dude, these things are getting pretty interesting with all this stuff right here.
They are really good. Beantown is one of the best in the business. If
Yeah.
you guys have any interest in Boston sports, I'm telling you, Beantown Breakdown is a phenomenal channel. Go check him out.
Oh yeah, it's gonna have to come down who manages the game better. Oh yeah, see, even for some Bay Area people like us, Tommy even says that Bland's actually physical, which he is. He's a dog, bro. But here's a fun story. He was a transfer from Sacramento State, and he played at Fresno State for 1 year. But was he ever like that at Fresno State? No. But guess what happens at the NFL level? It doesn't matter what you've done in college. Oh yeah, I hope we see a lot of Ronnie Bell, man. I hope we see a lot of Ronnie Bell. I like his potential. Out of all the guys in the draft, since I didn't bring him up, I think Ronnie Bell can be one of those guys late in the season who can step in. But I'm a big fan of Braden Willis. I said it from day one. I know a lot of Niner fans are saying it's because you like him from Oklahoma. You're just too biased. And I'm like, dude, have you watched this kid block? Have you watched how he plays? And I've talked with his father. His father even tells me how much of a big supporter I am. I'm actually kind of helping his son get some of that vibe.
I want to, if I can, if it's all right, I got one more in my chat I want to ask because this is for my boy Brando. I love this question too, and I've heard it several times. Not worded this way though. I love the way he put this. It's to both of us, and the question is, if you can bring back 2 players from the past to play with your team for this game, who would they be? So I've been thinking about it a little bit because I've seen the question before. Obviously, Larry Allen has got to be choice number 1. Without Larry Allen, oh my goodness! Like if Larry Allen was playing in this game instead of an injured Tyron Smith, if we have a healthy Larry Allen, our offensive line is spotless good. We're on point. So give me Larry Allen, and then the other one I'm torn a little bit. I think I'm gonna put Emmett behind Larry Allen. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put Emmett Smith behind Larry Allen because we got to have some kind of run game. So give me that. Give me Emmett and Larry Allen. I was going to say Dion just to piss you off, but I'm going to stick with Emmett.
So I guess if we're going with 2 pass players, man, it's pretty obvious. I want to say T.O. I think we got enough receivers, but he would be a nice number 3 receiver to have on.
That's solid.
Yeah, he would be a nice compliment number 3. No disrespect to my boy Juwan Jennings, but I feel like if you get a T.O. as your number 3, bro, that's going to be scary. So on defense, bro, I would want Brian Young back any day of the week, bro. I want BY back on that defensive line, bro, creating pressure and havoc, bro. The rotation would be sweet. I don't feel like our secondary would have much of an issue. You have a guy like a Hall of Fame caliber like BY, it makes your defense better. So I'll say those 2 guys.
I like it.
Oh, man. See, it's all respect and mutual. You know, we all have a hate for our team, but we all got to admit, bro, we just want a great game. So at the end of the day, bro, we just want what's best for our team. If we play good, I'll give credit. But if you yeah. And I don't disrespect anybody else, bro. What I do is I do it for fun. like when I do this, bro, I know it catches your guys' attention. So I got to keep doing it. Got to keep doing it until you guys lift off the curse. Got to get through it.
I got two more things I want to say. The first one is Grandizer Cheers. Thank you so much. I sincerely appreciate all of you guys' comments. You guys have been phenomenal. It's been a lot of fun over here. You guys have been incredible. So thank you so much for all the great questions. And also your insight as well has been very good. And my host, my gracious host here, like I said, we've known each other for quite some time, and I want to commend you on what your channel has done and what you have done, what you've grown and built. I mean, I told my viewers last night on my show that you have NFL players over here, you have WWE wrestlers over here, you do a lot of things I want to do on my channel. Like you have really created a benchmark for what a lot of people should be able to do. So.
Yeah,
I'm proud of you and what you've done, and just something I wanted to say man to man, but I want to say it here is continue what you do because what you do on here matters, and you have people that watch you that love watching you, and you're only going to get better. And damn, you're already pretty damn good. So just do what you do, man. You're doing
Yeah, that takes a lot from an OG from a community that I was a part of at one point. But yeah, dude, I had to take a different direction. I felt like I have the skills of networking, so I find ways to find people. But it was a struggle in the beginning, bro. It was not easy to get these guys overnight, man. But just scratching and crawling, finding some guys, and it got me somewhere. But I'm just thankful for every opportunity for everybody else, man. I want everybody to succeed, bro. I never want to wish nothing bad on nobody, bro. Not on any given day, bro. Oh, here's a good one. Let's give him a little bit of satisfaction of your Cowboys.
Man, hold on. What am I, a performing monkey? Like, I love you. It's been great. I've had a lot of fun. I'm in Oklahoma Sooner. Okay, I'm not from Texas. I've never lived in Texas, but we don't say that around here. What we say in Oklahoma is, hold on, let me get the song down.
Boomer Sooners, right?
When we say, oh, I-P-O-Hi-A, we're only saying you're doing fine, Oklahoma. Texas sucks. I'll give you that.
Boomer Sooners.
Boomer Sooner, baby. Texas. It is 5:53 p.m. Central Standard Time. Texas still sucks. Boomer Sooner.
Yeah, you know what? You know why he doesn't say the
I have had a fantastic time here. Mini Duke has woken up from his nap. It's time to do my daddy duties. You know what I mean? So I'm going to have to cut it short on my end. But thank you so much. I'm looking forward to the game. No injuries. Best of luck to both teams, but a little bit better luck to the Cowboys. We're winning this game. But thanks for having me.
All right, bro. Yeah, everybody, thank you guys for tuning in. And as always, see you guys later.